If you think it'll be easier to just marry someone to get a green card, here's how immigration's gonna know it's fake. A lot of people think that marrying a United States citizen is the easiest and foolproof way to get a green card, not to mention one of the most fast ways to get a green card. But as an immigration lawyer, I can tell you that immigration officers are specifically trained to spot fake marriages. They have multiple ways to figure out if you're just trying to get a green card through that marriage or if it's a real marriage. And here are 5 ways that they're gonna figure that out. The first way they can spot it is through your interview. In a marriage-based green card interview, an officer will ask you and your spouse very detailed and specific questions about your life together. And they can really dig in deep. They can ask you questions about how you met, how you started dating, how did you decide to get married, what your weekends look like, who pays the bills, etc., etc. And what they're looking for when they ask you these multitude of questions is consistency. So if there are material inconsistencies between your testimony and your spouse's testimony, that's a major red flag. The second way they assess your marriage is by reviewing the documents that you submit with your green card application. Immigration thoroughly examines your supporting documents. Joint bank accounts, shared leases, joint insurance policies, all these things are critical for a marriage-based green card case, but what they're looking for are patterns of real and shared responsibility. For instance, just having a joint bank account with both your names on it is not enough. If there's very minimal to no transactional activity on your bank account statements, that doesn't prove that you've truly intertwined or commingled your finances, which may make immigration believe that you just opened the account in order to trick them that your marriage is real. Now, if they really suspect fraud, a third way that they'd assess your marriage is by doing a site visit. Immigration officers can show up at your home or your job for surprise and unannounced visits. They're basically checking to see if you and your spouse actually live together. And if they find evidence that suggests otherwise, then they may think it's a fraudulent marriage. The fourth way is by background checks. USCIS will look at prior marriages as well as your prior immigration history. They'll look for things like marriages that ended suspiciously close to your green card application, or a pattern of other fraudulent activity with respect to immigration. And the final and fifth way is by inconsistent or weak evidence. If your wedding photos look staged, or if you don't really have any meaningful evidence of a joint life together, like no shared finances, no shared family holidays, or if your joint documentation has different addresses for both you and your spouse, these things are going to be a red flag. Now, marriage fraud can absolutely be taken very seriously. If USCIS discovers that your marriage is fake, it could lead to the denial of your green card application, the initiation of deportation proceedings, and even criminal charges. If your marriage is real, it's really important to document it thoroughly and consistently. And for more information on navigating the marriage-based green card process, as well as other immigration tips and information, feel free to give us a follow.